I've created one of the most accurate trading indicator systems in the entire world, which will help you to outperform the market and outperform some of the best traders in the world as well, including myself. This indicator outperforms me, and I'm a very good trader. I've been around investing and trading since I was 13 years old. My family members have been day traders when I was a little kid, so I've been learning trading and investing basically my whole life. And guess what? I've had experience since then, losing money, making money. I've made all the mistakes you could possibly make, but most importantly, I discovered and created a profitable trading system that works for me, that helps me to become profitable trading and investing every single month, every single year for many years. But most importantly, I've created a trading indicator, which is my trading system. And it's very simple as buy and sell, and you just follow these. That's pretty much how you do it. Look at this. For example, for Bitcoin, we go to the daily time frame, we get a buy alert at $26,000. If you just follow the buy alert and buy Bitcoin or go long, you would ride Bitcoin up for potentially 70% move in just a matter of weeks. Look at this. The prior alert to that was a sell alert where Bitcoin crashed 15%. So if you just follow these alerts, you are going to make lots of money. But it gets just a little bit more complicated than just following blindly alerts that say buy and alerts that say sell. Therefore, I've created a system with not just only buy and sell alerts, but a whole bunch of indicators within this indicator suite that's going to help you to weed out the bad buy alerts and the bad sell alerts, because this indicator is not 100% accurate. No trader is, and no indicator will ever be 100% accurate. It's just completely impossible. But this indicator system is one of the most profitable and most accurate trading indicator systems in the entire world. I've literally tried all of the best indicator systems out there, spent tens of thousands of dollars to have access to these indicators, trying them, testing them, back testing them, and none of them were able to truly satisfy me because they were inconsistent, and it would say buy and then it would crash. It was just a bad situation. So this indicator system is called Algosniper. You can have access to it by going to algosniper.com or algosniper.io, where you will be given a free trial where you can test out the indicator. But in this video, I'm going to give you a video tutorial on how to use this indicator properly, everything about the indicator, basically, so how you can make money. There are two parts of this indicator. One is you have the main indicator suite with the buy and sell alerts, the certain symbols. Then you have the oscillator here on the bottom, which shows us the momentum. This can be changed with this type of momentum. We call it the wave trend, and then the momentum here, where we can see these buy and sell alerts, basically bearish and bullish alerts. We can see the momentum going up, momentum coming down, the momentum weakening, all of these different things that we can see. That's going to help us to weed out any bad or false signals, which there will be with this indicator suite and going to be with every single indicator suite in the entire world. So first and foremost, we add the indicator to our chart. So the chart we're looking at is going to be Bitcoin. It works with everything. So any stock, crypto, Forex, whatever you want to look at, this will work with it. So once you add the indicator, you're going to see in the top left corner, Algosniper. That's the name of the indicator. And on Algosniper, you're going to see the inputs, the style, and the visibility. These are all different functions and things that you can change within the indicator to make it more appealing to your strategy or to your system that you can develop with this indicator. But let's go ahead and unclick everything from the indicator. We're going to go over everything. You don't have to unclick the MACD and all this stuff here. Don't worry about that. But now there's nothing. There's no indicators appearing. So when we click this little gearbox, we can add or remove whatever part of the indicator that we want to see. And the first thing that we are going to see is called bullish and bearish dot. Here we can change the dot size, the spacing of the dots, and the color of the dots. But essentially is when we are seeing these green dots, this is giving us the go ahead that the trend is bullish and that it's up and that it's likely to continue going upwards. When we are experiencing red dots, then we're going to start to see, especially when it's green and it's green flipping to red, we're going to start to see a change in momentum, a change in bullish structure to bearish structure. And we see that here. Look, a bunch of green dots. Now we're starting to see one red dot, whole bunch of red dots, and look at what happens, a huge crash after we start to see the succession of red dots. So when we see green dots, it's bullish. And when we start to see a consistency of that specific color, then we are likely to see it's either going to go up or down. So that's one part of it. This is just one thing. So the indicator, you don't just want to run on one part of the indicator and just use it as the Bible, everything you want to go off of. No, you want to use everything in confluence, which means that we want to use this indicator, this indicator, this indicator all together to help us to form a good idea of what is likely to be next. So that's the bullish and bearish dots. The next one is going to be the trend reversal. The trend reversal. So whenever these indicators appear, we will usually see massive reversals, like very strong moves in whatever trend it is that we're looking at. So notice here, we see a green dot. The price ended up 2xing, going up 100% in change. It's absolutely massive. Sometimes you will see them appear back and forth, back and forth. That's because the price is kind of chopping a bit. But look, here we have a big red dot here, big red diamond here. And look at the price crashes. Big red diamond crashes. Big green diamond pumps. Big red diamond crashes. Big green diamond, it attempts to pump but ends up reversing. Big red diamond crashes. So whenever you see these are like a major warning signal and sign that a huge move is about to take place. And it's very consistent. Like, look at this. We get a big green diamond, a massive move takes place. Big red diamond, the move, we end up getting a pretty decent crash. Big green diamond, a big pump. So that should be pretty self-explanatory. So these are like major trend reversals. So like when there's a huge real trend reversal, you're gonna see, it's like when it's flipping from a bull market to a bear market, you're gonna see this red diamond. When it's flipping from a bear market to a bull market, you are going to see that green diamond. And look at this. We had a bear market and we get this green diamond, and now the price is going absolutely crazy. Look at this right at the top. Big red diamond, the trend is over with, big green diamond here, and we get these massive moves with these alerts here. So now if we put the dots and the diamonds in confluence with each other, we can have a really good indication of what's going on. The dots are always going to appear earlier than the diamonds. So these are like major trend, and this is the minor trend changes. So when we have the green dots, we have the green diamond, okay, we're likely to continue going up. When we have the red dots, red diamond, okay, we're likely to continue going down. Now this one is very self-explanatory. We have buy and sell alerts. So we're gonna get a buy alert, and look, the price goes up. We get a sell alert, the price goes down. Buy alert, up, down, up, down. Very consistent. Sometimes we will see false signals. Like this is a clear signal here, clear here, clear here, clear here. But look at this. We end up getting a buy alert here, but the price only pushes up a little bit and then eventually crashes back down. We're going to use the other indicators in our suite to help to weed this bad indicator out, this bad signal out. And this can happen in times of manipulation where they're pushing the price up but immediately crashes or reverses due to bad news. And that's actually what happened here. There was bad news. So that's why you will see sometimes that there will be a buy alert. The buy alert goes up here. The buy alert only goes a little bit, but look, it crashed there. That's because of manipulation, bad news, all different types of things factor into that. But this is all pretty self-explanatory. Now, if we add to the bullish and bearish dots, the trend reversal, now we can see a very clear story here. Look at this, a buy alert. We have green dots preceding the buy alert. We get a buy alert, big green diamond, and look, that's confirmation. This can also be a confirmation, and then the price continues to move up massively. And vice versa. Whenever you see all these other alerts, you add them together to help you form a very clear picture. Now, this is one of my favorite parts of the indicator that you do not want to miss. So this is called the Algosniper bands, which gives us like an EMA cloud, a band where it's either red or green. So when the bands are green, that shows us that we are in an uptrend. When the bands are red, it shows us early, especially early in the trend, that the trend is down, that we are in a bearish trend. We don't want to be taking long positions while the band is red. Just make that very clear. Do not take long positions while the band is red. Wait for the bands to flip green, and you will see when the bands flip by these little diamond figures here, these little diamond symbols or triangles. They're either red or they're green. When the band flips, that's when you want to be considering taking long positions. That's when you want to consider opening spot positions or buying or selling. Also, look at this. The band flips red here. A lot of people might have tried to buy the dip here, trying to buy the bounce here, but they would have got stopped out. But the indicator shows you, hey, it's not time to buy yet. Wait till it's green. then it starts to flip green. That's when you get in, then you catch the trend. So it's going to prevent you from getting into trades too early and too late as well. And we're going to see this. Look at this. At the very top of Bitcoin, 69,000, we get this red triangle showing us that the trend is flipping bearish. And look, it caught this entire move down. And look at all the people that would have tried to buy the dip here. The bands were still red saying, no, it was not time to buy. And then the bands flipped finally green, and then you would have caught a huge move there. Look, the bands finally flip green, and then you would have caught a move there, so on and so forth. So it's going to really help you to visually see if you're in an uptrend or downtrend. And the rule is very clear. Do not take buy alerts. Do not go long unless the bands are green. And then when you're fearful and it looks like the price is going to crash a lot further, if the bands are still green, the momentum is still shifting upwards. So the momentum is never just going to go from green to red immediately crash down. It's never going to do that. When there is momentum, the price follows the momentum. In order for the momentum to shift, there's a process where it kind of has to take time coming down. It doesn't just come down and it's over. It never really does that unless there's some really, really bad moves. But you see, look, it flips red here. It doesn't just immediately come down. It's slowly making its way down. So understand that that's how these green and red bands work. They visually help you to understand how momentum works in the market. Now, for a lot of these things, you could unclick the diamonds. You can take them off. The triangles, you could change the shape. Whatever color or shape you want them, you're able to fix those as well. Regarding the sniper bands and every part of the indicator, you can always adjust the color, the spacing, the buy and sellers, everything here. Here's the next one. This is a really, really good indicator. You can change the sensitivity. So you can adjust this if you want to see more numbers or less. But this is called the top and bottom indicator. It really picks out the bottoms and tops of a market. So whenever we see a whole bunch of divergences, and whenever we see the red divergences, we see the red 1, red 4, red 1 there, red 2. It's a really good indication that we've reached some type of local top and will probably correct. And it's been correct every single time that this appears. The more divergences there are, the more likely the price is to end up coming down. So look, we have 3 divergences here and the price ended up crashing. That ended up being the very, very top. The same thing with the bottoms. When the price being pushed down, down, and down, and down, once we start seeing these bullish divergences here, we have 2 divergences there, 2, 2. It shows us that we are getting really close to reaching a bottom or a local reversal. It's not going to pick every bottom and top, but these are the indicators that's pulling the bearish and bullish divergences. And essentially what that means is that the price is showing up or the price is showing down while the indicator or the oscillator is showing the opposite, which usually shows us what's going on behind the scenes. And that's going to be a really good indication of what is next. So pay attention to these. Once you start to see these bearish divergences, it means that we are probably close to some type of reversal. If you start to see these bullish divergences as well here, it shows that the market's probably trying to bounce up, which ends up doing there. Look at bearish divergence at the very top, it crashes, end up being the peak here on the smaller time frame. So this is really cool. It kind of helps you to understand what is more likely to be next. And look at this. Here are some false signals here. Bullish divergences right here in the bottom. It did bounce up a little bit. However, the price ended up reversing, but it's not going to be 100% accurate. But whenever you see these are just another warning sign, confluence that, hey, this could happen. Here's another really cool indicator called the institutional money zones. This shows us where the whales or the institutions, where the order blocks are, where people are selling and buying. So right now in this little red region, we see there's a lot of selling. The price comes up and immediately rejects. We see there's a lot of selling here and the price ends up crashing there as well. So that's really important to pay attention to. Look at this. The green one shows us where the whales are buying. This region here, not the exact level, but it will end up being this region that the price is going to end up bouncing up. And you're going to see this in all different time frames, which you can adjust. But especially here, look at this. We can see that this is where the whales are going to be buying. That's where you want to be considered to be a buyer and not a seller. A lot of people, they might think that, oh, if we get to this area, I want to sell. No, these are areas that you want to consider buying, because the reason how this is generated is we see a lot of volume, a lot of buying in these regions, and it's pushing the price up massively. So it shows us there's a lot of buyers in this level, which shows there's a lot of demand there. Now, this is one of our newer indicators called the sniper reversal zones, like a mean reversion channel. And essentially what this shows us here is on all time frames, where the price is likely to reverse from. So the majority of times the price should be in the middle of this band here. You see how we have red, we have green there. The price should be in the middle of this area. Whenever the price gets to these extreme levels, like the red or to the green, the price is likely to reverse there and not last long at all. And that's just some crazy manipulation. But look at this. We see the price comes up exactly to this level, crashes, comes really close here, ends up reversing, comes here, crashes, comes here, crashes. And it just works in multiple different ways. Look, it comes down here, very extreme level, ends up bouncing up exactly into the red. And look, it comes up to the red, crashes, comes to the green, it pumps up. So the price will likely reverse or get very close to reversing when it starts to get into these extreme areas. It can go out of these areas for a long time, and that shows a very, very strong trend, a lot of selling or a lot of buying, whether up or down in these areas. But sometimes it can be very clean. Look at this. This is very healthy price action. Comes into the red, sells off. Goes to the green, pumps up. Goes to the red, sells off. Goes to the green, pumps up, pumps up, pumps up. So it's very, very clear a lot of times. You don't just want to, as soon as it gets there, start selling or buying. This will give you an indication of like, oh, I want to consider taking a short position or a long position in these areas. So now the price is in the middle, so pretty much 50-50 in this level. But when the price is getting into these extreme areas and these red areas here, that's when we want to consider shorting or selling or taking profits, not longing, not buying. So that will kind of help you to understand, okay, what type of trade should I be doing there? All right, now the other indicator called the Algosniper momentum with alerts, which you can adjust the momentum or the weight trend. The weight trend is going to be there by default, but you can come in and adjust all different types of things within this indicator here. But you will need to be on the momentum indicator here. So we're going to first start off with the algo momentum indicator. This was the first oscillator that we developed. And what this is going to help you to understand is the momentum, whether it's going up or down. And what we can see here is in this particular instance, the price is going up, but the momentum is coming down. That's going to be an indicator a lot of times that the price is likely to reverse, ends up reversing there a little bit further because of manipulation. Bitcoin is highly manipulated, but on every other asset, there's going to be a little bit clearer. But whenever you start to see the price going up and the momentum coming down, you are going to see a lot of times, especially like this one, look at this. The momentum starts to come down and then the momentum starts to come down here. Then it finally crashes. So it's really going to show you when the momentum is going to come down. Look at this. Momentum is coming down. The price is still going up a little bit more, but the momentum is still coming down. The price finally crashes there. So it's going to show you the change of trend and the reversals much faster than the price can be anticipated and much faster than you can expect. You're going to be able to catch these reversals quicker. So if you pay attention, when you start to see the momentum coming down, you're going to understand that there's going to be a correction soon. Look, momentum coming down. Look at this. Here's a divergence here. Momentum is higher here, lower here. The price is lower but higher here. So price going up, momentum coming down. That's another bearish divergence. And look, a huge crash as a result. And the same thing with the bottom. Look, the price is crashing down. It looks like it's going to zero, but momentum is now starting to curve up here. Starting to curve up. That ends up being the bottom and catching a huge move to the upside. So that's a couple of things to pay attention to with the momentum. Now, regarding the momentum, there's a couple of different things as well. You're going to notice these changing colors. So whenever we have a bright color, that means it's very strong in that direction. So bright is very strong bullish. Bright red, very strong bearish. And when it begins to weaken and change, you're going to see it flip from bright red to light red or darker red, and then bright green to darker green. And that's when the momentum is shifting. When you also begin to start to see these symbols here, these are based on the MACD and the RSI. These are other momentum indicators. And when we start to see these symbols appear, like for instance, look at this. We have the price pumped all the way up. We're getting a whole bunch of bearish momentum alerts or indicators popping up from other indicators that are now appearing on the momentum indicator. And look, the price ends up reversing massively. So it's able to call that out way ahead of time. Look at this. The price is pushing up. We're starting to get these bearish indicators as the price is grinding up, which shows us manipulation. Then the price eventually capitulates and sees a massive correction. So whenever you begin to see these symbols here, these are bearish warning signs of momentum, that momentum is shifting downwards. And it's going to be the same thing with looking up. Look, the price is starting to bounce up a little bit. It's starting to hold up at support. It might look from people at the moment because they're not seeing this, that the price wants to go way lower. But it ends up not being the case. We see momentum coming up. We see these momentum alerts showing bullish, and then the price ends up reversing massively. So when you pay attention to the color, that's going to keep you in the trend. It's going to keep you in the trend. When you start to see it switch, that's the momentum flipping. So pay attention to when the momentum is flipping. The other oscillator we have when you come and switch, go to the wave trend. Very, very powerful. Another amazing tool, very similar. But look, the price will end up reversing in these extreme areas. When it's in the green area, this is where the price is going to reverse. When it's in the red, the price is likely to reverse. And look at this. The price, this momentum comes up, and we also get a cross. So there's two lines here. When the lines cross, that shows that the momentum is shifting, just like it's shifting with the previous oscillator where it's changing colors from bright green to dark or bright to dark. Look at this. We get a cross here. It comes to this extreme level, ends up reversing, being the exact top of this move. Look at this. Start to move down. You have a move down, coming into this extreme area. Okay, this is a potential good area to consider buying. No, the price ends up crashing down. One more time, coming to this extreme level here. And then look at, we get a cross here. We have another cross here, forming higher lows here as well. This ends up being the bottom. But just notice that yes, the price, this oscillator, it can dance around this level here. It's not going to bounce up the first exact time. Look, this time it took 2 times. This time it took 2 times there. This time it took 1. It took 1 there, but sometimes it's going to take multiple touches. Look at this, 1, 2 before the price ends up reversing. Look at this as well. We see a bearish divergence here. The price comes up here, reaches the very peak. So this is a really good area to potentially consider going short or cutting your position. Really good indicator. The price ends up squeezing up very quickly. And look at this. Because we had a lower high here, that shows us that we are likely to reverse. So this is another bearish divergence. The oscillator is showing down, but the price is going up. The oscillator is the real show, the real tell of momentum. When you see these bearish divergences, it's another really good indicator that it's the top that you should consider selling or taking profits. And look, it ended up being in the extreme area, and this is where it ended up topping out. And it's going to work all the time. Look, extreme area, bullish divergence here, the price ends up going up. Look at this, extreme area ends up being a top. Extreme area, this ends up being a little local bottom, the price ends up moving up. Look at this, the top of Bitcoin, another bearish divergence. Pay attention to these. You guys are going to need to back test your own strategy with this, but look at this, bearish divergence, just like I showed you. Lower high, price makes a higher high. The momentum shows the real move. The momentum shows the real move. Follow the momentum. Look at it, ends up being the exact top crashing. And it works for the bottom as well. Let's take a look at the bottom. We're going to see, especially when we reach a bottom, that this oscillator is going to be near the green. It's not going to be exactly on the green, but it's going to be near the green. But look at this. Just like we had a bearish divergence at the top, look at the price is making a lower low. And look at this. The oscillator is making a higher low. So this is a bullish divergence. The oscillator is going to show the real move. So you can use these back and forth with the wave momentum indicator, which is this, and then the regular momentum indicator. And it's going to show you the shift in momentum. Look at this. And it's basically the same thing, a bullish divergence. We are seeing a low here, and then the lows are getting higher, but the price is making lower lows. And that's that bullish divergence that you want to pay attention to, coupled with these indicators and symbols, which is going to give you context, greater context and understanding of what is more likely for the market to do. Now let's break it down on a daily chart with all the indicators together. And just for clarity's sake, so we don't have too much indicators on the screen, what I am going to do is I'm going to take off the institutional zones and I'm going to take off the bottom and top indicator. We don't really need those at the current moment. And then I'm going to switch the oscillator to the wave trend, which is going to be default. So we want to use everything in confluence together to make a good informed decision of whether we should be buying or selling. So we get a buy alert to appear. We have the bands that are green. We have green dots. We see momentum is going up. This is a really good buy alert for us. Then we begin to see this green diamond. That's going to be confirmation that we were right on the idea that we should be getting to get a push further going up. And it works perfectly just like that. Look at a sell alert. We get the oscillator showing us very, very early up here that we should probably consider selling, taking profits. We're getting this red cross in the Algosniper band. So the bands are now flipping red. We're getting consistent red dots. So we want to be considering shorting And then we get the sell alert right at the very top before the massive crash. And that's going to be the alert to go ahead and short or take profits. And then, of course, we get that buy alert. We start to see the bottom out. And then we have the Algosniper, these mean reversion bands. Look at price coming to this extreme level. We want to be considering longing here. We don't want to long when it's in this extreme area of red. And that's a very couple of clear setups. The same thing here. Look at momentum at the very bottom is shifting upwards. We could even change the momentum to this momentum indicator here. Look at price, the momentum is shifting, it's reversing. We get a buy alert here. We're above the green bands. We have green dots. We have this green diamond. Boom, we get a move to the upside. We take profits. Same thing with this, sell alert. Look, momentum is shifting down. It was up, now it's shifting down. So you want to pay attention to the waves where it's heading. It's heading down. Now we have a sell alert here. The bands flipped red here. We have red dots. That's when we want to consider selling. We do not want to be buying when momentum is going down. We do not want to become buyers when the bands are red. It's just very simple, very, very simple. And we can just go over and over and over. Look at this. We get a buy alert, but the bands were red at the time. So I might not consider wanting to buy, but we do end up holding above the green bands. These green dots, everything is looking good. So I might consider entering a long position there. And look at this. We have momentum shifting upwards. We have a buy alert, green dots, green diamond, confirmation of this move. And it's just going to be over and over again. Very simple. But here's a couple more little tips and tricks that I want to give you guys. Just because it says buy alert does not mean you buy. Just because it says sell alert does not mean you sell. You have to have all these other things adding together with confluence that it's okay to buy or it's okay to sell. The main thing is we want to be buying when the bands are green and we want to be selling when the bands are red. And whenever there's a time where the market reverses very quickly, you're going to see the bands flip. So if you're in a short position or you're selling, you want to get out. If the bands flip green, you get out of that short position. If you're in a long position and the bands flip red, do not hang on to that position, cut it immediately. And the other thing is we can see the bands, especially as price might be consolidating. If the price ends up consolidating, we can see bands flipping red and green constantly because there's no trend there. The bands are there to detect a trend. And they're going to be there early. So whenever the price is just consolidating here, just maybe consider not entering into a trade until we start to see confirmation of that trend or momentum is going either one direction. If we are trading sideways, you are going to get chopped. It's going to say buy and it's going to go down and you're going to get chopped. So you want to avoid sideways markets at all times. And we can pick that out by momentum. Okay, the most important thing with this whole indicator suite is time frame. So every single candlestick is represented by a day period because I'm on the daily time frame. So for investing, like long-term investing, trading, the daily time frame is going to be your best bet. It's going to be your best bet. Look at, we have a buy here. Everything is still very bullish. You would not get out of your trend. It keeps you in the trend. Disregard this, especially if you're investing. Disregard this mean reversion. Disregard the mean reversion. Pay attention to the bands. Everything is green. The green dots. Everything is good here. If we are investing, if we are long here, it is looking good. But when this thing starts to flip bearish and we get sell alerts, things are flipping red dots, that's when you want to consider taking profits on the daily time frame. But if you want to be a bit earlier, you can switch to the 4-hour time frame. You can switch to the 4-hour time frame if you are investing. Look at this. Very clear buy alert here. Everything is green, boom. But then we get a sell alert. The bands are flipping red. Now the bands are red. We do not want to be longing here. We do not want to be buying. We do not want to be longing here. We want to actually get out earlier if we want to secure the most profits. So the 4-hour time frame is going to be really good for that. More longer term, midterm. If you want to be scalping, like really short term scalping, look, you get a buy alert here. You're going to want to go to the 15-minute time frame and you're going to see a whole bunch of more alerts. Like, look at this. You get a sell alert here, the price crashes 4%. Buy alert here, pumps up 2%. Sell alert crashes 2%. Sell alert crashes a little bit but ends up reversing. You get a buy alert, the price pumps up 3%. So 15-minute time frame is really good. You can even go down to as low as the 1 minute or the 3 minute. And this would be really high frequency trading. Sometimes you're going to catch really big moves and sometimes you're not. Look at this. We have a sell alert, but the bands are still green. So we would not have wanted to take that trade. We have a buy alert. We're starting to see green dots. We are above the green bands. We might consider taking that. Look at this, sell alert. ends up reversing immediately. That's what you're going to see in these smaller time frames, like 3 minute and 1 minute. The price will end up reversing very, very quickly. So you have to get in and out of these positions quickly. But whenever you catch a wave, which you will catch a wave, you're going to catch a huge move. So yes, you may have lost 1% here, but you would have caught 5% there. So look at this. You may have caught 5% there, 10% there. You may have got chopped there, but ultimately you're going to catch these big waves early with the 3 minute time frame. And these 3 minute time frames can call tops and bottoms of huge moves, but it certainly is going to be less likely. When you're catching tops and bottoms, you're looking really at the daily time frame. The daily time frame is going to give us really good, like something that might last a swing trade for a week, couple of weeks. That's going to be really good entry. So daily time frame, very important. Weekly time frame, another really good long-term indicator. When you start to see this flip red, bullish or bearish on the weekly, it's time to get in and out of a position for sure. So you have daily, weekly, 4 hour, you have 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, 3 minute, and even 1 minute if you're high frequency trading. So all these indicators together with the rules I just mentioned are going to give you a really good idea of when to get in and out of the market. And this indicator helps me to make thousands of dollars every single week guaranteed. And also my Patreon members who follow my trade signals over on the Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/MilesG Investments, I put out profitable trade alerts every single week guaranteed. Also have a crypto school there. If you go to milesginvestments.com, I have a trading course as well. You have that and a whole bunch of different things. You guys can message me on Telegram. If you go to my YouTube videos, send me a DM on Telegram if you guys have any questions. Whatever it is you need, I'm here to help you. I have private one-on-one mentoring, all different types of things here to help you to make money in trading and investing. Now, you guys can use Algosniper today for free at algosniper.com. That's going to be it for this video. So if you guys got anything out of the video, please consider giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing with notifications on, and I will see you later.